This morning we are at Tex Restaurant in Los Angeles, and we are at the corner table, our usual interview site for our blog on www.bernayla. We have the pleasure this morning of interviewing Daniel Mirassou, and we're going to talk with him about the origin of his family, the history of the vineyards. So Daniel, welcome to Los Angeles, and welcome to Bernayla.
Thank you.
Let's start right out with your family history.
My great-great-grandfather was from the center of France, and he came to California in 1849 for the gold rush.
Yes.
And found that the agriculture of Santa Clara Valley in San Jose was just fantastic. The soil was great, the weather was wonderful. He started to grow his business, and the first winery was 1854 in east side of San Jose. And there was a young gentleman from France that was growing grapes at the top of the mountain. And as he would drive down to San Jose to deliver and sell his wines, he met this Pellier family that had 4 daughters.
Okay.
And so, wow,
I think
this
I know
is
where
wonderful.
this is going,
yes.
right? Okay.
So the Mirassou married the Pellier family and started the second generation of our wine business. And so Mirassou was the beginning of our family wine business in San Jose, California. Cuttings arrived in San Jose in 1849, 1850. We take the cuttings and put them into the soil, and then they would produce the rootings and the green leaves on the top, and then we would sell those to other vineyardists and people in the agricultural world. So the varieties, that was the first Pinot Noir that was brought to America. Of course, the Pinot Noir comes from Burgundy, France.
Yes, right.
I'm very happy about it because Pinot Noir is one of our most popular wines, and that was the grape that he brought to this country first. We were in the wine business until Prohibition, and then my grandfather, Peter Mirassou, right after Prohibition, started the winery again, and so that went on, and my father and my uncle continued the family wine business. And then in 1966, my brothers and I bought the brand, which was tiny, from my father and my uncle in 1966, and started marketing the wines all over the 50 states and 50 countries.
Daniel, you mentioned, so you still have a native home, so to speak, with Mirassou family members in the region of the Béarn, of the Pyrenees.
Correct. Our relatives still have it. I visited for an 8.5-hour lunch out with wine and food and many relatives. So it was a wonderful experience.
A typical short French lunch.
You're right.
Were these relatives where you were?
They were our relatives, the Mirassou family, and they brought a lot of the relatives from the area to this luncheon, so it was a great experience. They gave me a bottle of Jurançon, which is the grape and wine of the area, dedicated to King Henry IV. Was a great experience drinking it. I mean, I'm not sure I loved the Jurançon wine that much, as that it was just part of my soul, a part of my body. I actually went to that original home that was called, the home was called Mirassou, looking at the sun. And of course, when I got there, I said, well, what do you mean by looking at the sun? Well, the front of the house was looking at the east side, and the back of the house was looking at the west side, so you were always looking at the sun, depending on the side of the house that you were at. And it was a great experience. It was at 11:30, we started with champagne and hors d'oeuvres, and at 8 o'clock, we were done with dinner.
So what are your plans now for the future? I understand you are no longer involved in the winery?
Right. I have, my home is on 2 acres with thousands of acres of cattle ranch behind it. So it seems like a pretty big backyard. And I have a vegetable garden and a big garden that I love to take care of. And so right now I'm trying to figure out how to stay out of trouble.
Well, this is a good thing. This is definitely a good thing.
My cousin, Stephen Kent Mirassou, he left our company 30 years ago or something like that. He was a partner of ours. And he started a winery, and it's called Stephen Kent. His son is continuing to operate that. So the family's still in the wine business.
Family's still in the business, right.
And we started a brand after we sold the Mirassou brand. We started another brand called La Rochelle.
I remember drinking Mirassou white wine because my father, who was quite a wine drinker, always had Mirassou white wines available for special occasions. Mm-hmm. On Sundays, if we had guests, he didn't give them his table variety jug white wine, but it had to be Mirassou white wine. And the reason being is that it was a Béarnais who had started the winery. So Mirassou white wine was always very important to our family for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
I know this was your first visit to a Béarnais reunion here in LA. Mm-hmm. We hope to see you every year.
Well, thank you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
It was fun. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, Bernard.
How are you today?
We are great.
You're looking good.
What's the special today?
The special, we have a swordfish and veal blanquette. Swordfish with mixed vegetables and pineapple radish sauce. The best wine list in town.
What do you think about the wine?
The wine is very, very good. It's very good for you. It's very good for your heart, especially red wine. It's proven by the French Béarnais people.
I think it's proven because you're still working here at 51 years, so I think you're proof.
There's something to be said for 51 red wine.
It is very